What's going on, guys? It's Nick back at it again with another video here with Nikita's Tech Box. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Galaxy Tab S6. This is hot on the heels of my review from yesterday on the Tab S5e. If you guys watched that video, give me a thumbs up, and if you guys enjoyed this one, give me a thumbs up too. And make sure you guys subscribe so I can keep bringing these videos to you. Now, getting to the product here. I'm not going to be doing an unboxing video, first of all, because it's very similar to the Galaxy Tab S5e, so I want to preface that the only thing you get extra in the box with this guy is the stylus, so I don't think it's really necessary for me to do another unboxing video. It's very, very similar. The only thing I will mention about this guy that's a little bit different is it is a cellular tablet. It has a 4G LTE signal up there in the corner, but I think this tablet is a huge utility with the cellular signal. I think it's a really nice to have when you're out and about with this tablet because you can get internet anywhere. You have the privacy and security of having your own network. You don't have to connect to any sketchy Wi-Fi. So I got this tablet through my carrier, T-Mobile. They had a deal going where you got the tablet for half off if you added a line to your account, which I thought was a really sweet deal. I wound up getting this thing for I think only like $380 over 24 months, so really solid financing deal on this guy. And with my plan, I get unlimited data on it, so I think that's a huge, huge convenience, just something I wanted to throw out there to start this review out on, that you can, in fact, get this tablet with cellular signal. I think you could do that with the Tab S5e now as well, but it depends on your specific utilization of it. I do a lot of work outside of the house. I use this tablet for work, and it's just nice, like I mentioned, to have internet everywhere you go. You'll also notice that I have this keyboard accessory. That's another thing I want to throw out there. This is typically a separate purchase unless you get it as a promotion with the tablet. I did not, but Samsung had this guy going at a discount, and I wound up getting some gift cards for the holidays, so I got this for myself. It's a really nice keyboard. The buttons have a nice travel and tactility for how slim the keyboard is. If you look there, it's very, very slim, barely the height of my finger, so really, really nice and portable keyboard. It magnetically latches to the bottom of the tablet, which is really convenient. It's kind of like the Surface tablets, so very similar concept there. And then it's also one of the first tablets to actually include a trackpad. So if you guys look at that, I can actually move a mouse clicker around on the display, and I can select certain things like the Play Store here, and it will pull that up. So really nice to have that. I think it makes the whole package feel a little bit more like a laptop, so I highly recommend it. The only thing I will mention, though, and I probably won't be able to actually get them on camera, but there's a lot of scratches on my display, and the only culprit that I can really say is it's probably the keyboard. So if you guys do wind up getting this keyboard, I would highly recommend putting a screen protector on the tablet. I just don't like looking at the scratches. I wish I had put a screen protector on there sooner. But I have insurance on this tablet. I'll probably get it warrantied out eventually for $5 and not have to worry about scratches. But if you're not somebody that's going to get it with your carrier or somebody that's going to get extended warranty or insurance for it, definitely make sure you throw a screen protector on this guy. You don't want to be walking around with a scratched up screen. That's no fun. But yeah, the keyboard also, just so I can show you here, comes with this multi-angle stand on the back, so you can actually infinitely adjust it up or down depending on the angle at which you want to type. And I'm really sorry about how dirty my screen is. I didn't get a chance to clean it before filming this, but really nice to have the kickstand there for multiple angles of media viewing, typing, and such. Makes it much more comfortable. I wouldn't go as far as to say you could really type on your lap if you don't have a desk available. The kickstand's a little too flimsy for that, so you definitely need a desktop or a tabletop to type on with it. Another note is across this middle panel right here, there's a weird suction cup sticker hybrid thing that holds the whole thing to the back. I don't know why Samsung didn't just use magnets. It would have been way more practical, would have just made more sense, because every time or any time you want to take this back panel off, you're reducing the stickiness of the panel that's back here. It's less and less effective. So I think Samsung, when they produced this, really just intended it to always be on there. They didn't think people would want to take it on and off. So that's just one thing of note. This thing, once you have it on there, isn't really meant to be pulled off. Another cool thing that comes with the keyboard case is this little door here that covers the stylus pen that's included with the tablet. It does magnetically attach to the back of the device, and if you can see this little light portion right there at the end of the pen, that is where the pen actually charges. So you have to line it up properly with the tablet, and it will actually wirelessly charge the stylus like that on the back of the tablet, which I thought was really, really cool. So overall package, if you're interested in it, the keyboard and everything is really cool. Just make sure you throw a screen protector on it. It sits nice and flush. It's super duper thin, even with the case on it. So if you have to throw it under your arm, throw it into a bag, it's super light, convenient, comfortable to hold in your hand. I highly recommend it, especially if you can get a deal on it along with buying the tablet, which Samsung has been running some promotions where you get some pretty good deals on it. Now, getting to the tablet itself, a lot of this is going to sound pretty repetitive for my Tab S5e. So you have a 10.5-inch display on here. It's 2560 by 1600. It's a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. AMOLED display, so the colors are just insane on this thing, like really, really good. And it gets super bright in sunlight, so no problems using it outdoors. The only thing, and I think you can kind of see it up here currently, is off-axis, the screen has a bit of a yellowish hue to it, whereas the Tab S5e, which I just reviewed, doesn't have that. It's just like pitch black all the way through, as AMOLEDs usually are. So I think it's maybe the Entrig layer or the pen layer or something extra that they put it underneath the glass that's causing this glare. And it's kind of noticeable when you're watching movies, like if you kind of look at the tablet off axis, but it's not a terrible inconvenience. Like I wouldn't say don't buy the tablet over that, but just something of note. Another thing is you've got the quad speakers tuned by AKG. They sound fantastic. Like I don't think I've heard any tablet speakers that get louder than this thing currently. I actually compared it to one of the iPad Pros at my work, and this thing, it's about as loud, just the quality, the perceptive quality that comes out of these, the bass and how it accentuates vocals, and it gives everything kind of its own soundstage. It's really, really cool. And if you can put the tablet up against a wall, if you can kind of corner it, it reproduces the sound even better, which is really nice. I think it punches well above its class for media consumption just because of the beautiful screen and the speakers. You have the USB-C port down here, which you can use in addition to an adapter, which I'll probably be doing a DeX review here pretty soon. I think a lot of people that use Samsung either had a bad introduction to Samsung DeX, like they think they have to buy this expensive adapter and stuff like that with the newer devices, which isn't the case. You can hop on Amazon, and for $10 you can buy yourself just a USB-C hub that you can then connect via HDMI to a screen and use your tablet or smartphone as a full-on computer on your television set. But it's a huge utility. Samsung DeX on this thing with this keyboard, it's a Chromebook killer. Like, it is insane. And that's something I also want to touch on in this video is comparatively to a Chromebook, is this thing worth the money in comparison to a Chromebook? Like, can this thing actually punch in the same weight class? And I think it can, and I think it can punch well above what a Chromebook can do. And a lot of the reasoning behind it is just the versatility and what Samsung has offered here. Besides all of that, The tablet itself, processor-wise, is using a Snapdragon 855, so same processor as in the Galaxy S10s. It's the first time that Samsung has actually put a processor from the same year that the tablet came out into their tablet. Usually they're like a year or so behind, and then it takes them the next year to catch up. But it's finally the a good processor. The 855 is blazing fast on this thing. I love playing Call of Duty on this tablet. It is the coolest thing on a screen this big, and I can show you guys what the game looks like later on in the video. The overall memory, it comes with 6 gigabytes of RAM, which I feel like is plenty. It runs perfectly on that. And then it's got 256 gigabytes of storage, and it's expandable up to another 512 gigabytes. So in my opinion, for a tablet, that is plenty of storage. I am really effective at using cloud storage and such, so I don't mind having just 256 gigs on here. And battery life on this thing has just been impressive, to say the least. To give you an idea, I use this tablet throughout the day. I wake up in the morning and I check my email on it. I check all my favorite YouTube channels and catch up on my videos. And I play some games. Like I said, Call of Duty, I probably play for like a solid 2 or 3 hours anytime I'm trying to kill time. And a lot of times I'll just be web browsing and just killing time, social media, all kind of stuff on this thing. And by the end of the day, I still have usually a solid 30 or 40% battery life on it. Like, I'm not even joking. This thing is a battery champion. Watching movies, music, gaming, whatever it might be, just getting work done. This thing's going to get you through a day guaranteed. Like, you would have to try and try hard to kill this tablet's battery by the end of the day, and I stand by that. Now, if we go ahead and get to the lock screen here, one thing you'll notice is a bit different from the Tab S5e is the fingerprint reader is actually built into the display. And so it's about as accurate as the fingerprint reader was on the Galaxy S10. Let me prop my tablet back up here. Give me just a second. So if I go ahead and press my thumb up against it, voila. So it works, but you have to just get the aim down. It's the same, like I said, as the Galaxy S10. It's accurate, it's safe, in my opinion. You just have to get your finger into a place where it will properly pick up on it. Another thing I use on this tablet that I think is just as effective is the facial recognition. I know it's a little less secure, but you can use the camera over here, have it look at your face, and then it'll unlock the tablet, which is really convenient. It can do that for websites and apps. So I think that's a really nice feature to have. Software-wise, it's the good old One UI 2.0 on this tablet. It runs very, very nicely with the hardware. Naturally, you've got a top spec processor on this thing, and it just blazes through everything. You can have as many apps running in the background as you want. You can have a game running alongside a YouTube video. Like, it's pretty crazy how much stuff this tablet can handle. I think it's really pleasant to have a tablet that can just have the flexibility of Android, where you have the App Store and all your favorite apps, but then anytime you want to, this thing can, in a moment's notice, just turn into a laptop, which I think is super cool. So all we have to do is hit Dex mode on here. Takes a second for it to load up the Dex home screen. And check this out, guys. Like, this thing might as well be a cross between a Chromebook and a Windows computer. So you have all of your apps on here. If you go into this dock, you can open up like your web browser, for instance. You can go and open up your app store. You can have up to 10 windows open simultaneously. And what I've been doing on this tablet is actually a little bit of my video editing and such, just to see what kind of a load this thing can take. And it's pretty impressive. Like, I'll be watching a YouTube video, I'll be playing Angry Birds in the background, and then having my video processing anywhere from 1080p to 4K video, and the tablet just doesn't stutter. It doesn't even heat up. That's the brilliant thing about it, is it it stays relatively cool. Like I wouldn't say it gets hot like a smartphone does under load, which tells me that Samsung did a lot of work in the internal cooling and such of the tablet, and the metal back of the tablet stays nice and cool to the touch the entire time. So it can take a workload, it can edit video, you can use the stylus and do artwork and stuff on this tablet. Like it's so much more worthy of a device in my opinion than buying one of those two, three, $400 Chromebooks, because you can pull off the keyboard if you don't want to use it and just use the tablet portion, and it's more portable that way. If you need to get work done, you have a nice tactile keyboard that you can latch on at any time, and you have a mouse that you can use like a computer. You have all of your favorite apps. It's such a well-built package in my opinion, that if you can get a deal like I did, where I got this for under $400, and then I got the keyboard with basically just gift cards from the holidays. It's a really good, clean package. Like I think a lot of people would enjoy having this thing, and you need to give it a chance. You need to go to Best Buy or your local carrier and check it out. Check out this tablet, see what it can do. And I think a lot of you will be plumly surprised, because the idea that many of us have about Android tablets is it's just a clunky, blown up version of Android. It's just a bigger screen that doesn't necessarily do more. This thing is a bigger screen and it does way more. I gravitate to this tablet more often than I do my Galaxy Note 10 Plus, just because bigger screen, same performance, games are way more fun. I'm about to show you guys Call of Duty on this thing. It is insane. Just so much cool stuff that you can do on this tablet. Now, mind you, you're not going to be able to run dedicated programs. You're not going to have a full version of Photoshop. You're not going to be able to run full PC games unless you have like Steam Link and stuff like that. But you can absolutely stream your desktop to this tablet and still have a usable screen to do it on. It's 10.5 inches, so it's still a bit of space that you have on the display to work with. So like I said, just a lot of utility. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I really am in love with this tablet. I think it's really good in what you can get done on it. I think it's really good on its throughout the day performance and battery life. And like I said, a lot of you will be very impressed when you get your hands on this thing as to just how much you can do. Now, I'm gonna hop off for just a second so I can get Call of Duty going on here, just so I can give you guys an idea of the graphics and what they look like on this display, because I know a lot of you guys like to game, so bear with me for just a moment. Alrighty guys, and we're back. So I'm getting placed into a game here. This is actually one of my favorite maps. It's pretty small, really easy to get some bodies on this game, but I know my camera won't catch the full effect of this, but just take in the amount of space that you get in this game on this display relative to your smartphone. It is so badass to have a screen that looks this good, 3D graphics that look this fantastic, and it's just I just died there because I can't really play with one game or with one hand. My bad. But it is just so crazy how good this game looks. It's way more 3D looking. It's way more lush of an environment on the tablet. You get a better view of the characters on the game and everything. So I think that one, for people that love to game on their tablet, it's going to be more entertaining. It's more space for the joysticks on the side. It's more space that you can view the game in. So that's going to be really, really big for gamers. And the performance, like I said, is as good as on a higher tier smartphone. So you're not going to miss out on any of the graphics or anything in the game. Another thing I want to show you guys is you have Microsoft Word as well on this tablet. So it can... oh, I guess I'm not signed. Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. So everything requires a login nowadays, apparently. So Microsoft Word, as you can tell here, looks exactly like it does on your personal computer. You've got all your same tabs up here. You've got all the different text options, italicize, underline, all that good stuff. So Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, everything runs on here just like it does on your computer. And again, that just adds to the utility that this tablet offers, especially if you're a student or somebody that might use it for work. It gives you the peace of mind that you have those certain applications where you can really get work done when you sit down and really want to get something done. So I don't want this review to necessarily keep going where I just kind of ramble on about my favorite features. So again, I want to throw this out to you guys. If you have any questions, if you're looking at potentially buying this tablet, let me know what you want to know about it. Tell me what questions you have. I'll do a comparison to the Tab S5e if you guys want. Let me know exactly what what questions you have about this tablet. I'll get them answered. I'll make sure that I cover it in detail. I hope you guys like this video. This was just a kind of a brief review of the tablet and my opinions on it. Obviously, I'm a big fan. If you enjoyed the information on this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my videos. It'll help me get you guys better quality videos. I promise I'm working on making this all better quality. But making sure you guys like and subscribe, that's going to help me out a lot. Thank you so much for your time today. Until the next one.